welcome. Today I'm doing a flip through of two little grungy, vintage, distressed junk journals that I put together. As I often do when I make two or more journals at the same time, they're very, very similar. They're different on the outside, obviously. So I wanted to show you that this one is, how the closure would work. I made the ribbon really long so that you can wrap it around twice, but if you think it's too long, you can easily cut it, obviously, and just wrap it around one time. The buttons are, I can't remember where I got these buttons. I think at an antique store because they're vintage, beautiful buttons. They're a little bit wobbly, but they're not going to fall off because I sewed them on really well. So I made these on fabric. The fabric covers, flexible, on some fabric that I dyed. Don't ask me what I used to dye these fabrics because I don't remember. And so I'm going to flip through one in a little bit more detail and then the other one quickly because they're very similar to each other. I did some photo transfers. That's probably what I was going to say. With some old photographs I have, and I just love using old photographs any way possible. And let's see what else. I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, and they have a lot. I left a lot of long strings on purpose. Again, if you don't like that look, you can cut it off, of course. So here's the inside. I tucked some vintage and some non-vintage pieces in the pockets and a few little places. This is a vintage postcard, really cute. No date, but it's older, as you can see. Little pocket. This has a fabric. Instead, I usually use scrapbook paper inside like this, but I use fabric this time. And then I just grabbed some of my grungy papers. I put fabric scraps around. This is an envelope that I tea-dyed. And I put a couple little tags and some of my tea bag deli paper project that I worked on in my previous video. This is upside down, but I thought if you like grungy journals like this, you'll probably love that paper, so I stuck it in there. And this is a piece of scrapbook paper that I thought was really pretty and added a nice touch. A scrap of eco-print ledger paper. I have gel prints in here, some mark making on book pages that I did. This is also a little bit of scrapbook paper. I forgot I had this and I rediscovered it recently, so I'm like, oh, I gotta use it. It's, I think it's embroidery patterns. I don't do that kind of stuff, so I'm probably not saying the right thing, but anybody who does this probably will recognize it. It's just a cool pattern. A little tea-dyed paper doily. A ledger paper that I was actually trying to do. This is the gel print. I was trying to do some alcohol ink pulls on the gel plate. It's really pretty, but it didn't come out the way I thought it would. This is a little envelope that I decorated. And I stuck a little faux postcard in a little scrap piece of paper. I don't even remember where I got this, but it's really cute. It says, "May your life be long and happy. May your enemies be few. May your friends be just as many as the sparkling drops of dew." Bernice Whitmore, SHS 27. Maybe that's a high school? I don't know, but how sweet is that? I'm sure that's a famous poem that I'm not familiar with. It sounds familiar. And some more paper. This is one of my eco prints on just an index card. I mean, I just love the way these come out. And so I decided to put that in the center. It's got a little bit of sparkle in there because I think I put some, I've done so many, but I think I used Lindy sprays. I was getting rid of some stuff that I just don't use a lot. Lindy sprays are beautiful, but I just don't use them. So I decided to do some eco printing with them quite a while ago, so I don't remember exactly. A little tag. This is actually an old prescription. Looks like 1941. And a little piece of doily thing. This is the other side of that ledger paper. And gel print, more mark making stuff. I love that pink color. This is a little envelope. It's not vintage, and I stuck a couple of little doodads in there. Oops. So I won't pull all these things out in the other journal because I did the exact same thing, just maybe slightly different doodads inside. Because I don't always have two of things. I attach this scrap to this other side of the envelope, and I put a couple of cool old pieces of paper in German, I believe, and a little piece of beautiful paper in there. A little piece of paper in there. Piece of paper. And there we go. The other side, there's another little pocket there, and I put one of these old postcards. They're not written on. Aren't they cool? I don't know how old these are, but they're so pretty, I think. And an old postcard from the Great Smoky National Park. It's also not used. And that is that. Here's what the back looks like. I attached this piece here to add some interest to it. I love this fabric, so that's that one. I'm going to list these. I should have said this at the beginning, in my Etsy shop, and I'm going to list them separately because it's hard to list things together and post enough pictures and all that. So anyway, so this one's very similar, slightly different cover, a few different things inside, a little different fabric on the inside. And the papers are very similar, as you can see, just slightly, like I said, slightly different pieces inside, but very, very similar. So I'll just flip through this one quickly, and if you have any questions, this is that envelope, feel free to ask. And oh, let me see what this paper says. Gosh, I don't even remember. This one says, "May your married life be happy and your home be full of joy," and I won't read the whole thing because it's kind of long, but this is really cute. Maybe this was like an autograph book. I don't know. I can't remember. I just keep all my vintage papers in a bin, and I just pulled some out that I thought were nice. Okay, so here's the eco print in the middle of that one. Similar. That old ledger from 1890 something with the alcohol ink attempt, and a little envelope that has very, very similar things inside of it as the other one. As you can see, it's all very, very much the same. And then the same idea here. This is also from the Great Smoky National Park. I love those old postcards like that. And that's what the back looks like on this one. As you can see, this one is a little bit smaller than this one. Just because that's the way it worked out, and that little girl picture is smaller, so I wanted, it just came out a tiny bit smaller. So, oh, now here's the garbage truck. If you can hear that noise. I'm recording in a different place today, so who knows. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.